Hello, tonight we read Matthew 11 and Proverbs 7. So you can start off with whatever you liked.
Well, in Matthew 11, we know that the last couple of verses is a promise of ease and stress free living, even in the midst of. We're hearing this weekend there was supposed to be retaliation in the streets of Chicago, war. But listen, the Lord wants us to be warriors. In Psalms 144, first verse, it says, "Blessed be the God who teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight." So He wants us to war on our knees, war with a prayer and fasting and interceding for all that's going out here. And in the midst of warring and fighting, He tells us to continually come unto Him, all ye that labor, warring, and are heavy laden, and in the midst of battles and factions and everything, He will give us rest. Take His yoke upon us and let us learn of Him, for He is meek and lowly in heart. And the promise is that we shall find rest unto our souls, even in the midst of battles and wars. For His yoke is easy and His burden is light. What did you get from that chapter?
28 as well, because first, before you rest, you have to work. So you really can't be resting if you haven't done any work. So just good to remember that.
Yeah. And it's important for us to take His yoke upon us, and the way to do that is to make sure that we are listening to Him. He or she that have ears to hear, let them hear. And that's in verse 15. All right. And in Proverbs 7, as I'm turning there, Timotheus, can you remember what spoke to you?
No, I cannot.
Proverbs 7 starts out, "My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye," as my focus. We should have that. Those who keep their mind stayed on thee, the Lord will give us perfect peace. And when we treasure the words of God, then we are treating His word as the apple of our eye. It's like something that's very special. And in verse 7 it says, "I beheld among the simple ones, and I discerned among the youths." I'm talking about, like I said, young people who might be fighting, and it's not with fists anymore, with guns and bloodshed. A young man void of understanding. Someone tonight was talking about how there was a dear friend who went on to be with the Lord, and her son was in a picture with this rap artist who, the FBRG, frog, what is it, duck. Anyway, he was going the wrong way, but he was able to be pulled out of that lifestyle because of my friend's care and mentoring. And this reminds me of verse 7, "A young man void of understanding, passing through the streets near the corner, and he went the way." He does not want us, the Lord does not want us to be gullible, but He wants us to use wisdom so that we can be protected. And that's in verse 4. "Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, and you'll be safe in these streets," as we guard our hearts. Amen? All right. Have a wonderful evening.
Good night.